Hey there, Virgo, welcome to your reading. This week, you start with this burst of magic card and this birds of a feather card. Really good. This could say that you're surrounding yourself with better people, and this could lead to magic. I feel that for a lot of Virgos, it's like, a lot of your readings and just the energy in general for you has been about kind of like the people that surround you. And here you go right here building a community with the Three of Cups and also the Three of Pentacles, of course, as well. So, it's an amazing time, I think, for Virgo to build communities and things like that. As I've always said to you, Virgo, I think, the past few years have been about you kind of like looking at your connections. And I'm not really making a joke here, but I kind of am, so just know that. But, I think a lot of your connections, it's like you're like, oh, this person reminds me of my mother. Or this person reminds me of my father. Or like someone else in my life. And I think that a lot of you have realized how, connections, like certain connections, maybe you feel have like been kind of filling a gap or, have been providing you with something that maybe you feel like you didn't have. And I don't think that when you were in those connections that you thought that, right? Like, oh, this person is providing me with something my mother didn't give me. Or whatever. It's almost like you were looking for your mother or your father. This is according to Chris's crappy astrology here. And, I feel that the good news is that has changed. Like, I feel like you have learned to heal yourself or you have gone through healing. And I don't think this is true for every Virgo, but, I think a lot of you maybe have experienced certain things like that. You have the Four of Cups here. Now, the Four of Cups is disappointed. I always say he's trying to manifest something and, maybe he's trying to manifest a cake. He's got like the flour, the sugar, the eggs here, but he just needs to mix it all together. So, he's disappointed because he manifested the ingredients, but he just needs to mix it all together. So sometimes I feel that the Four of Cups says we're actually closer to our manifestation than we realize. We just need to use the tools. So we just need to mix together the lessons or apply the lessons to a new situation. And that is definitely what I feel for you there. You have the Hierophant again, lessons. These are all the things that you learned. The Hierophant is also tradition as well. The thing is that Neptune has been in your opposite sign, Pisces, for a very long period of time. Neptune and Pisces is the breakdown of tradition. Neptune and Pisces is a direct challenge to traditional belief. And so Neptune and Pisces comes into our lives and is like, why do you believe this thing? About pretty much everything in your life. And it doesn't mean that your beliefs are right or wrong. It just means that during this time we examine our beliefs. That's it. So, I feel a lot of you have been examining what you believe about the world. I think it's kind of funny because, since I do tarot, obviously I get recommended a lot of videos that are against tarot, right? Or I get a lot of those videos where it's like an ex-tarot reader being interviewed by some Christian or something, right? And, it's funny to me that during Neptune and Pisces, that exploded, right? Which is a direct challenge to traditional belief. It fits in very well with the astrology. So again, I think that, that's just one example of how we can see this happening in the world. And again, there is no right or wrong. Those people are free to believe that if that's what they want to believe, right? And so, the Hierophant kind of says that thinking outside the box is really what's going to make you successful. So, definitely a good time to challenge your beliefs. And again, it doesn't mean you have to adopt a new belief system. It just says, maybe sometimes there are things where maybe we disagree with a group of people, but they might have good advice for something. It's funny to me as well, not to go on a rant here. There are so many books I've read where people give it bad reviews. I can think of one of my favorite books of all time, One Sentence Persuasion. Actually, I don't think you can buy it anymore. But that book had bad reviews because people were like, oh, this book is a pamphlet to buy this guy's course or something like that. The book literally changed my life, changed my business. I don't even know how to quantify how much money that book made me, right? It's ridiculous, the information in that book. And it's like people could not see past being upset because he was trying to sell something, right? And so sometimes I feel that, and the other reason I'm saying this is that you have the Ten of Pentacles. There's an alternate meaning for the Ten of Pentacles, which is, kind of like hidden or secret information. And so the Hierophant says just because a person or just because a book says something that you don't like doesn't mean the information isn't still valuable. And, I would just be open to try things is what I'm trying to get across here. You have the Page of Cups. Really good time for love for you, Virgo. So if you are looking for love, definitely could be an admirer. Capricorn and Cancer, water in general stands out to me here. Could be any sign. Taurus also stands out to me here. So it could be like an earth sign or a water sign that's coming in for you if you want love. And I really love that, we go Three of Pentacles to the King of Cups. Three of Pentacles is a card of teamwork. And I love the Three of Pentacles in love situations because it's like a person where both people want to work towards the same thing. So, again, if you're finding love really good. With the Four of Cups, you have the Strength card. Like I'm hearing, when is it going to end? Or the words that I'm getting off of the Strength card, which makes sense because the Strength card is a card of patience. And, it's like maybe you've been trying to manifest something for a long time. And if you're like, oh my God, I have to break out my egg beaters, and I have to mix all these ingredients together and pop it in the oven, it's like, I thought I've done enough work. That's kind of like the energy I get here. But, at the same time, I feel like you're going to do it because we have Three of Pentacles to the Chariot, which is a victory. And, I would just keep putting in the work. It'll be worth it. With the Hierophant, you have the Hanged Man. Literally what I said, the Hanged Man has to see things from a new perspective. He is hanging upside down so he can see things the other way around. I'm telling you right now, that's going to be the thing that makes you the most successful. I would say not even just like today or tomorrow, I would say, for years to come. Just being able to look at the other side and, being able to understand, the success or, being able to look at something where maybe most people don't think it works, but maybe there's a part of it that does work. And I wish I had better examples for you here, Virgo, because, obviously I'm reading for a bunch of you. But it's like whatever you do or wherever you're putting your work is, where I would look at other perspectives, right? And that's what I would pay attention to. With the Page of Cups, you have the Moon. Again, if you are looking for love, the Moon could just say that you're unsure, that you have uncertainty. But this looks like something that's going to develop over time anyway. The other thing I would say about love is, we are going to have Venus going retrograde. And Venus was in Pisces, it's in Aries right now, but, it's going to retrograde back into Pisces and stuff like that, which, again, that's your opposite sign. That's why I'm talking about it. So, I think like right now it's okay to just take your time and not rush into something. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Explosive Situations card. It says, the destruction will allow new growth to emerge and shape a new future. You have this Divine Intelligence card. It says, to connect to your higher self, you must first create space to listen. Yes, very true. So, we don't really see any explosive situations here. I feel if there is, it's probably like an aha moment that you're having or some sort of breakthrough that you're having. So it looks really good. You have the Three of Cups, Three of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles. The whole reading is definitely encouraging teamwork or surrounding yourself with the right people, birds of a feather, right? They say birds of a feather flock together, so make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who actually lift your life up or support you or, kind of lead to success. The Three of Cups, these people are celebrating a harvest as well. I am getting that, if you're working on a group project right now or if you're doing something with other people, I feel it's going to be very successful. This would be, not only that, right, we go down to the Two of Wands to the Ten of Pentacles. So, again, if you're working with other people, this is very, very positive. So is the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles says teamwork makes the dream work. Now, one thing I will say, and it's kind of funny because I feel like I've said this to you before, is that, this guy here is ultimately the leader. So, I feel it's very important for you to take the lead on any projects that you're working on. Don't let someone else take it over. The other thing that I find or have found in life is like as you become more successful, people want to work with you, obviously. So, but sometimes those other people can be a distraction. And I'm not saying you shouldn't work with other people. I would just make sure that, if you are working with other people, that you're not distracting yourself from what's really important and that you're not getting sucked into something that's going to take up all your time, right? I think that you need to be working on your own things here with the Three of Pentacles. And if other people want to step in and help support your vision, then I feel that's fine. But if they're not, then, you don't have to cut these people out, you just don't have to work with them, right? You have the Seven of Pentacles. I kind of feel just general work changes for you, which has come up for you for a long time, that there is going to be a big change in how you work. I think I said to you in one of your readings, like over the past few months, I can't remember which one it was, But I remember a reading where I was saying for Virgo, it's weird what I see for Virgo for work because it's almost like these blocks of time. It's like there's a block of time where you do one thing and then there's like a hard cut. It's like there's no, let's put it this way, it's like usually I think jobs and businesses kind of flow, It's like things flow from one thing to the other. For you, I feel it's these blocks of time where it's like you have a job and then you completely quit and maybe start a business. That's just one example, right? But I feel that there is another change coming, but it's more of a flow. It's more of a you're kind of like easing your business in a new direction, or you're easing your job in a new direction. Feels much better to me. It's like not so abrupt, right? Maybe that's what you're used to in work is like these abrupt kind of changes, if that makes sense. With the Three of Cups, you have the King of Wands. Yeah, it definitely could be attracting a very bold, assertive person. Could be a fire sign. You have everything here at this point. Fire, water, earth, so it could be any sign that's coming in for you. But I do feel it's a very bold, assertive person and so, someone who's probably very confident as well. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Swords. Yes, again, don't get sucked into something. You have the Devil here. The Devil showing up in the good stuff, but the Devil to me, even though it's in the good stuff, it is still like an energy vampire. And an energy vampire does not have to be a person. An energy vampire could be a job, it could be, an activity that you have to do every single week or something like that. So I would be careful of getting sucked into things. The thing with the Nine of Swords is it's a never-ending nightmare, so I would avoid any never-ending nightmares. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, not even worried about it. I feel that you are making a change. Maybe it has taken you a long time to kind of get into that flow like I was saying, but I feel that you are kind of opening up to doing things different. Next, in the area of your messages from your future self, you have this Purity card and this New Beginnings card. Definitely a positive new beginning coming in for you. Chariot, Two of Wands, so both cards represent moving in new directions, and I kind of feel this is a work change. The Purity card could be attached to the King of Cups. So if you are attracting love, it could be any gender, but I do feel like you could be attracting someone who is very pure. I feel like this person is like brutally honest as well, which, makes people uncomfortable sometimes, but at least you know what you're going to get with this person, I would say. So I kind of get that energy. It's kind of funny because also there's this certain level of innocence that I get off of a person that you could be attracting, but I also feel that, they just say it how it is. I get that energy off of this person. The King of Cups also can represent traveling into the unknown. He has this boat behind him, and the boat on the King of Cups represents something very specific. Now we have the Two of Wands and the Chariot, which also represent travel. The boat on his card represents stepping into the unknown, or doing things you've never done before. And then we have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands, he is standing at the top of his castle, which is his comfort zone, actually this village that's kind of hard to see down here. And that's where his real comfort zone is right here. But he has a whole world in his hands. So if he would just kind of step out of his comfort zone and go explore the world, who knows what he would discover. But I feel like you are on this path to discovery, or you are journeying into new opportunities, new lands at this time. And yeah, we are in an amazing time for adventure just in general. So anything new that you're adventuring into, I think would be very good. You have the Chariot, pretty much the same thing. The Chariot is leaving the city behind, and he's moving in a new direction. So everything is the same in that city, and so he can't take it any longer. He has to move in a new direction because he needs to kind of create his own new reality. So a lot of you, like I said, maybe you've been in one of those blocks of time in work or business or career or whatever it is you do, and I feel like you're kind of aligning to something new. The Chariot really is a card of alignment. He has these stars up here and these moons here. And the story of the card is that there are no reins attached to these two sphinxes to his chariot. The reason he trusts that they're bringing him in the right direction is because he's in alignment with what he actually wants. So the universe is guiding him towards something new, and I feel the universe is guiding you towards probably something bigger and better for your life. And, being in alignment is really all you have to be. With the King of Cups, you have the King of Swords. Yeah, we almost have the Emperor here. So sometimes I feel when we have like three kings, it says that you are attracting someone who is like almost an emperor, basically. And so definitely possible. The King of Swords is also a card of knowledge and wisdom. You could be attracting someone who is very knowledgeable or who has a lot of wisdom. With the Two of Wands, you have the Seven of Pentacles here. See, this right here could definitely represent leaving behind something that is an energy vampire again. And for a lot of you, it looks like work to me, or like a job or something that you're doing. And I'm not even saying you have to quit your job or that you have to quit your business. You can just make changes to whatever it is that's stealing your energy in that business, right? And so I feel Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. He's asking, is the juice worth the squeeze? Like, is it worth it for me to keep investing in these 7 pentacles? Or is there something better that I could do with my time? And, I feel the Chariot is saying, yes, there's something that's bigger and better. With the Chariot, you have the Page of Swords. Yeah, amazing time for curiosity. I think that we are in a time where we should all be asking more questions about whatever the hell we do during the day. So we should be, doing research, learning, educating ourselves. All those things are great things to do with the Page of Swords. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this laziness card. It says your dreams are so much bigger than your efforts to achieve them. If you want to accomplish great things, you'll have to try harder. You have the Snitch card. It says with your unique experiences and fresh perspectives, you would do very well in specializing in a niche. So, I don't think you're lazy anymore at all. Again, this is coming up in the good stuff, but I think that the whole your dreams are bigger thing is definitely what the Chariot was saying, is that there's something bigger and better coming in for you. You have the Devil, the 2 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles. I feel like this devil's been following you around, kind of, I get this energy of something in your life that has caused issues. I feel like I've said this to you before. And, again, if you have been dealing with a certain issue or an energy vampire, an energy vampire can also be a distraction, a situation that's distracting. It's like maybe you're going through something difficult and, again, the good news is that coming up in the good stuff, whatever that situation is could be leaving your life. You have the 2 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles is spinning plates, but I was getting something about this or that. But it's coming up in the good stuff as well, and I feel you could finally be making a decision. It's whatever, the boats, right? The 2 of Pentacles, the waves on the card, they start really small over here, and then they start getting bigger over here. So sometimes I feel the 2 of Pentacles is something that's just too hard to ignore. It's like those waves are kind of representing the energy that's being pushed towards you by the universe or whatever. And it's like something that you want to do with your life is just becoming harder to ignore. And so it's like you are literally being pushed to do something is what I feel. You have the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is what everybody wants right now. It is, having it all basically. And Uranus and Taurus, with Uranus and Taurus, it wants us to have true freedom. And so the 10 of Pentacles, since Uranus went into Taurus, every single sign has been getting the 10 of Pentacles like crazy. So we're all being pushed towards creating this now. 10 of Pentacles is building, leaving a legacy. Something that we have to do forever. And so a lot of you are kind of working on building a bigger legacy. With the Devil, you have the Fool. Yeah, new beginning. We have that. We have that new beginnings card. The Fool can just say taking a leap of faith towards the new beginning. And that's what I feel like you're doing here. That's it. With the 2 of Pentacles, you have the King of Pentacles. There we go. Definitely attracting a true emperor here. Again, we have all 4 kings now. So a lot of you could be attracting, whenever I get this, it really says to me that you're attracting someone who's ready. It's like they've gone through the development, they've gone through the 4 kings. And again, it doesn't matter whatever gender you're into, right? And so I feel like you are attracting, if you want love, for those of you that want it, you're attracting someone who has gone through the full process. With the 10 of Pentacles, you have the 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands is conflict and competition. We're in an amazing time for learning from the competition, and it's coming up in the good stuff. So if you have competition in work or business or your career, learn from that. Those people, don't compare yourself to those people. And if you do that, you will find a lot of success. Obviously, if you don't, you won't. You have this kangaroo. It says unsettled times need to plan ahead. I don't know, we're in a time of chaos. It's not a bad thing. It's just like we're in a great time of change, and so it is what it is. There you go. You have this younger man card. It says dealings or relationships with a younger man. You have this angel. It says spiritual guidance, protection from harm. I literally feel this could be a guide who is guiding you at this time. Again, we are in a very intuitive time. We have a lot of energy moving through Pisces, and that will continue for a while. And so I would just pay attention to your intuition. You have this card referring to a recent period and this vulture card. It says depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. Maybe during this recent time you have had these feelings, but I feel like you're moving past it. Mars retrograde energy, which we're still feeling right now and will continue to feel for a while, it can definitely bring up these feelings that like people are against you or, people are doing things behind your back. The best thing to do is to ignore it, plain and simple. You have this purse card. It says pay attention to your finances. Again, I feel like money is changing. I've literally been saying since I started going live on this channel a long time ago that, money would be different in the future, and I pretty much haven't been wrong. So, there are major financial changes. Neptune in Pisces rules everything that flows. We call it currency, right? So money is definitely going to be different moving forward. And, I think the changes really start becoming noticeable in the time ahead. Neptune is going to move into Aries, then retrograde back into Pisces, then it's going to move forward into Aries again toward the end of a cycle, basically, or really the beginning of the next phase. It's not really going to get started until that next phase fully kicks in. So I feel like everybody should pay attention to their finances. You have this arrow card. It says you are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. Yeah, keep going. This whole reading says you're on the right path, really. But really good reading, Virgo, love it. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.